Let's just do a test. Let's just do a test and see if it's working.
Hello.
Oh my God. Okay, welcome everybody to.
It's all about the joy.
Okay, it's not. It's all about the
Oh.
joy. The name of the show is all
All
about.
about the joy.
Oh my God. Okay, clearly I'm not here by myself. I'm here with. Do you want to use your real name or
No, I'm gonna use my stage name.
what's your stage name?
I'm.
Are you thinking of it right now? Like, wow.
I'm Penelope Greenbeans.
Okay, Penelope Greenbeans is going to be 15 years old, and we just went to see
Indiana Jones, the fifth one. What's it called?
the Dial of Doom. No, the Dial.
Doom of Dial, something like that.
Something like that. Clearly, I don't think we loved it. Well, it's not that we didn't love it. We did like the ending. We did like some parts of it, but what didn't you like about it?
It was a loop. Everything was happening over and over again, and it felt like it was never ending, and it was just gonna continue on and on.
Yeah, I think there were too many car chases, too many. The same. It was really too much and too little story for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So I wanted to ask you some questions because you are part of the Gen Z drama people, right? So I had some questions, and you don't have to feel, scared. If you don't want to answer something, you don't have to at all. But we were talking earlier about some of the things that adults do that drives you kind of batty. So I wanted to ask you, what is something that my generation, Gen X, does that maybe you wish they didn't do?
If there's ever anything that I do that is different from how someone older did as a child or when they were my age, they will tell me that it's not the same and it should be the same. And I have parents who are not born and raised in America like I am, so they have a complete different lifestyle and culture that they were surrounded with as they grew up. So everything is just completely different to how my childhood was and how it is currently.
Right.
So
wait, I have a question though. Do you think it's a cultural thing because both of them come from different countries, and you were born here and raised in America? Is it a cultural thing or is it a generational thing, or maybe a little bit of both?
I think it's both because there are cultural things from their aspects that are not the same as mine, but then there's also generational things like technology and how much time you're on technology or how you use your technology, and mainly mainly technology, but there's
when you say technology too, you're talking about social media and
phones
I think
phones, because that holds everything, and they never had phones unless it was like on the wall or something, right? So
okay, don't laugh. I'm your parents' generation, so you're over here laughing. But I think one of the things you said to me when you were much younger, because now you're about to be 15 or whatever, but when you were younger, you used to talk about how when I was growing up, we used to hang out outside. We used to always be outside, whatever. And one of the things for you is that your phone and social media is kind of that same thing. It's you being able to go outside. I'm not saying that that's what you want it to be, but that's how I understood for you that part of what's different about our generation is that you guys don't hang out on the street corner hanging out all day long, and never going back home. You're always with your parents, you're always with your friends, and it's a planned date or whatever.
I think that's because as time grew, parents started to think that being outside is more dangerous now than it was before, so it's scarier to let their kids out, and especially because most of my friends live far from me, so it has to be planned.
Right.
And I can't just say oh yeah, I'm gonna go to your house right now, we're gonna do this and this. No, our parents need to know each other, and they need to talk before we've already planned everything. But
that's kind of sad, because I remember one time, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember one time you didn't want to go to hang out with a friend of yours, but it's because your mother and your friend's mother were friends, you had to go. You were young, I don't know if you remember this, but you were maybe 8 or 9 years old. And I remember thinking that's one of the hard parts, because if the parents aren't friends and you have a play date, what if you have a fight with the friend?
Yeah.
So, but do you now get to go hang out? I mean, now that you're older, you are hanging out more with your friends and your parents aren't around, right? Like at school and after school activities and...
I am, but at the same time, my parents think it's like it's even more difficult now that I'm growing up. It'll be even more scary because I could be more of a target. But
Oh, you mean like for danger?
yeah.
Do you feel that my generation is consumed with a dangerous world? With how dangerous it is going to be for you? Like, because here's where I'm coming from. I find it interesting that people walk around in fear of their children being able to play outside or go next door to a neighbor's house or whatever, but we do nothing about guns in school.
Yeah.
Like, nothing. We do absolutely nothing about fixing that
Exactly.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very,
Contradictory.
yeah, very like double standards, I guess.
Do you wish you could go outside and just hang out with your friends?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the worst things we have now because I never see anyone just hanging out on the street. Like,
And if you do, they're like you think they're homeless or something.
yeah,
Right.
or they're siblings and they live in the same house. They're playing volleyball outside. You know, like they're not really hanging out with friends like how they used to. And I've only like had one spontaneous hangout with friends ever, and that happened like 2 weeks ago. So.
Wait, do your parents know about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, how could it be spontaneous? Oh,
Because they just came to our house,
they came to your
and
house.
it was like
Right.
we just hang out. That was it.
Oh, and that never happens because it's always scheduled.
Yeah.
Your whole life, really?
Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean, especially with like how strict my parents are. So
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah. So let's change gears a little bit. Like, I want to talk a little bit about social media, if that's okay.
Yeah.
What is it about something like Facebook, or let's talk about? I mean, you don't go on Facebook anymore because it's all
No.
for old people, right?
I don't.
You've never had a
even have
Facebook,
it, no.
Right.
I mean, I think I had one, but I didn't use it.
Yeah, you were a little kid
Yeah.
and then they deleted it.
Yeah.
So you did join Threads,
I did.
and
Yeah.
will you be using it, or what's your feeling about social media, and what's the best social media app and what's the worst?
I don't like Twitter. I mean, even before the whole like controversy with it, I wasn't a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I never went on it. I just had it to
Right.
just to have it. But now, like, I don't use it at all, and that's probably my least favorite. But my favorite, TikTok or Instagram. I mean, those are like the most popular ones too.
Right.
But it also has the most media on it. It has the most news or.
So it's not YouTube. I'm intrigued that it's
Okay.
not like YouTube Shorts or.
No, I'm not. I don't go on YouTube a lot. Like, hardly ever.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Well, no, because for the longest time people were saying YouTube is the place to be, but it seems
Yeah.
like kids your age are not really. You
No.
use Snapchat, maybe Instagram, and
I mean, Snapchat's just communication. It's not
Okay.
really like going through what you're watching and like enjoying your time on it. It's just to talk
Right.
to your friends.
right. So TikTok and Instagram are kind of the big ones.
Yeah.
You would say. So if someone was starting a business, someone of my age and Gen X age or whatever, you would say be heavy on Instagram and TikTok and
Yeah.
do less on things like Twitter and.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think TikTok's the best place to start a business on, especially
Right.
because they have a new feature, which is TikTok Shop. And it's like a whole thing now. Everything is just TikTok Shop. Go promote your business on TikTok. And
What is TikTok Shop? I don't even know what it is. Like,
so you just, it's like Amazon on TikTok.
oh, okay. So if I wanted to buy a book or something, I would go.
Well, I'm not sure about that. It's like businesses selling their products on there.
Oh, okay.
It could be small businesses. It
Right.
could be large businesses. I've seen a lot of different things, and it's new, and it's all over my TikTok. And
Right.
I mean, honestly, it's annoying at this point because it's so much. But
So here's my other question, though. I'm curious. What is something else you wish people my age would understand about your generation? Not to put you on the spot, but you and I have a really good relationship
Yeah.
because I've known you since you were born, and we're friends. And I mean, I'm your godmother, but I mean, we hang out or whatever. But I still find it interesting that so many adults don't get Gen Z very well, and I'm curious what would be some pointers you would give to people my age and older.
I think it to be more like educated, I guess, on how we live today, because back to my old point, everything is different. So if you spent more time trying to see how it is now and seeing like how our lifestyles are, then it could help with the younger generations. And especially since the younger generations are kind of our future. I mean, we're the ones. They are. Yeah, we're the ones that are gonna be. I don't want to be mean, but gonna be here longer. So
you're not being mean. It's actually a fact.
Right. But I feel, especially since COVID, we've been like in a downfall with everything. So getting to know everything that's going on with the children of today.
So like when you say that, let's be specific. Your parents or older people should be on social media. They should understand and not be fearful of social media.
Because social media is everything now.
I had a conversation the other day. I was listening to a podcast, a live streaming podcast, and they were talking about how horrible it is that kids in school have phones and they shouldn't. And it was all these old people. I'm just going to be straight up. And so I wrote in the chat, I said, you guys taught kids how to use these phones and now you're mad at them for using them. Like, I get annoyed with people my age who keep blaming Gen Z for being who they are. Like, if you don't want kids to be in a classroom with phones, then make the teacher be interesting or the topic be interesting, or you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, don't blame the kids. You taught them. I mean, that's what frustrates me. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
No, I do, yeah.
Do you use your phone when you're in school, like in a class, or is that normal?
Well, I know a lot of people that do. I like trying my best to focus on the subject, but sometimes I just can't. Or we have a free little time in class, so I do, But
you're also kind of, you like school, so...
I love school.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different because you're very engaged.
But there's a lot of people who use their phone for music and, or they just want to sit on their phone in class because they really don't care.
They don't care.
But, that does affect their grades.
Do you think the teachers in the classrooms have it hard, or do you think they're not good enough teachers?
If you watched Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi says that it's always the teacher's fault and not the students.
Oh, Mr. Miyagi, okay.
So I'm gonna take that. And I would say if the teacher is good enough for the student, then the student should be able to participate.
Now, in all fairness to teachers, because we want to give a shout out to teachers, let me ask you this question. Yeah. How many students are in your first period class to one teacher?
Like 30 kids.
Yeah. So when I was going to school, there was like 15.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
This is the other part you have to understand. Do you remember when I took you and your stepbrother like to the movies, whatever, and you guys were just little kids?
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Trolls.
So like, right, it was trolls. That was so long ago. Or even just hanging out with you and Nathan, like a couple times, whatever. That's a lot of work for me. I'm one person. I can't imagine doing a whole lesson.
I do understand that.
For 2 kids, let alone 15, and don't get me started on 30. So
I understand that.
So is that also maybe part of the problem as well, is that there's one person and there's too many kids in a class?
Yeah, that could be it. But at the same time, I think I'm on both sides.
Okay, fair.
Because the students also need to at least give a shot to the teacher to try to get help or, just be a good student. But sometimes they are trying and it's actually the teacher.
That's fair. Okay, let's move a little bit into politics. Let's talk about politics. Well, I know you don't have to answer anything you don't want to answer, but I do want to ask some questions. I see your generation so much more engaged in social issues. And so I'm curious, in your group of friends, do you guys talk at all about politics? Is it important to you, social issues, things that are changing in the world like right now? I mean, not that you have to give your opinion, but I'm just wondering, how much do you know about what's happening in politics and social issues, like abortion right now, or guns in schools, and you know what I mean, all of these things?
My friends do not talk about politics. Like, if they do, then it's stuff that will affect us. Like, if it's school laws or, as a girl, abortion laws, right? So that's the most we would talk about. I was definitely more engaged in politics last year when all of this abortion and gun laws were,
It's still happening right now.
I know, but like last year they were
protesting and
yeah. So I was more in it, and I was more upset with it. But this year I've just like not stepped my foot in it at all.
Okay,
I'm not
that's fair.
Updated or anything.
Well, you're so busy. You've been doing a lot. Yeah,
I have been busy, but
you've been traveling a lot too.
Yeah, but at the same time, I just don't want to be in it because I feel like there's so much more than just politics. So I don't want to like infest myself in it.
Oh, I like that word, infest.
Yeah.
But do you think when you're of age to vote that you will vote?
Yeah, and when I'm of age, I will study more of it, and I will
be engaged in it.
Yeah, but right now I'm gonna be 15. I have so much time.
You think so? No, I'm just kidding. You do. I'm just curious because you and I usually have conversations about politics and social issues, at least a little bit. And I'm always intrigued that you do know so much more than I did at 15. I didn't know anything at 15 at all.
Yeah, but I mean, media. We have media now.
Yeah,
so
that's
we do
true.
know.
Oh, fair. Yeah. So is there anything else? And again, I really appreciate you taking the time and doing this. And but is there anything else other than the fact that you and I are huge Marvel fans?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're huge. Although we're not interested in any of the new Marvel movies that are coming out.
No, Phase 4 is not doing it. It's completely, like, not in it for me.
I know. Why? Does that make us not really Marvel fans?
No, because I've seen so many other people that are, like, way bigger fans than us, not in it.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Even today when we were watching the previews, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go see that.
Yeah, the new one.
The Marvels.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to see that. I haven't seen the past few ones that just came out.
I know. Shh. Now we're not really fans if we say that, though, I think.
Okay.
I told you I just watched Ant-Man, the latest Ant-Man the other day, and I was so annoyed. And then I'm like, I think I'm just getting old now because I'm just annoyed by all of it.
No, I mean, they just don't. I think ever since Endgame, it's just it's not hard. But also because Stan Lee's not here anymore, so
okay, that's interesting.
He put all the thought into everything, right? So
he created it. So he was old guy. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's like Gene Roddenberry with Star Trek. I mean, he hasn't been here forever either, but there's been the franchise has lived on. It's been incredible. Personally, what I think, and we can have differing opinions, I don't know if it's so much that the creator isn't here anymore. I think it's just too much. It's like every week is a new, whether it's on Disney or, you know what I mean? Like I there's just too much stuff happening all the time with Marvel. I feel it's oversaturated.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Yeah, right?
It used to be like every 2 years or something, right?
Yeah, you'd get a new movie or something and you had a break in between and so you were excited about it. And now I just feel like, no. And there's no doubt after Endgame, I did watch a lot of the ones on streaming, right, that came out. Like Loki was probably my favorite and whatever. But, after, Robert Downey Jr. dies, it's kind of a bummer.
Well, not Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. Tony Stark.
Tony Stark, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I'm so glad you corrected me because that's so wrong. But, Julianna, a.k.a. Penelope. I don't know why you said Penelope. That was so funny. But thank you so much for stopping by and doing this. I hope you'll do it again.
We'll see.
Well, no, but maybe we'll do it on camera next time. But look, I think it would be cool, and I appreciate this, just getting some flavor of the Gen Z kind of mindset can only help people like me who want to make sure we're not dampening the spirits of, you know how much I love Gen Z.
Yeah.
I do. I love Gen Z. I have faith in Gen Z, and my experiences with Gen Z are so hopeful and happy and great, and I'm always impressed. And I think that, at some point, we've got to be giving you guys the respect you deserve, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I know you want that. Well, you guys got to give us respect. But see, I think Gen Z does. You guys love everything of the 80s. You you never blame us for anything. You blame the boomers for everything. You don't blame us.
Really?
Boomers are the problem. They're always the problem. Okay. No, but I mean, I'm just going off of the social media stuff that I watch, and I think part of that is also because, Gen X is pretty much the lost generation. We're always forgotten in everything. We are, kind of, sort of.
Yeah,
but
I would say so.
Yeah, so, but yeah, thank you for stopping by, and we'll do it again soon.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. And bye for now.
Thanks for watching
We're
All
not
About
watching.
the Joy.
We're not watching.
I mean, listening.
We'll do it on
Thank
camera.
you. Thank you for listening to All About the Joy.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.